Hello, Paul Pluta channel, your premium channel for quality wristwatch reviews and comments. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your fuckhead friends about my channel. Remember, man cannot live on Google Ads alone. Look in the description of this video for 10 ways you can help me stay full-time on YouTube. Paid reviews, this is for Thomas. Hey Archie, again, I need your advice. Sent you $20 US. State of the collection would be Rolex Submariner Date Ceramic, and recently bought the Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking moon. Both I bought new, but I got a reasonable discount on both purchases. The Speedy I bought with the steel bracelet and the Halcylite glass. When I sent you my last email, I was not a big fan of it, but now I really love it. I love how it is manual wind and the white hands are really nice. At the moment, I have it on a brown leather strap with deployant clasp, which I stupidly bought from the Omega boutique. The brown leather looks great with the Speedy, however, nearly $600. What they charged me was a stupid idea to buy from them. Could have had brown leather much cheaper. I also bought an Audemars Piguet offshore chronograph 44mm in steel, which I already sold 2 months later. First I loved the watch, then I didn't like the way how the pushes came out so much. Also I felt uncomfortable wearing such an expensive watch, not being super rich. But anyway, here comes my question. I plan to sell off my Rolex Submariner. It feels too small. Also, everyone seems to have one, and those who don't have one have a fake one. I would like to buy another chronograph, maybe a Rolex Daytona. I'd prefer steel, but wouldn't two-tone be much better bang per buck, as they are cheaper and contain gold. Two-tone with black dial actually would look very nice, I think. The ceramic version in black would be great, but they are still far too expensive. I'm also considering a Breitling Navitimer 46mm, as I want a big fuck-off watch. A third option I might consider would be an Audemars Piguet chronograph 42mm, the Vampire version, or just in black. Also, the navy version looks quite nice. I love the display back of this model, but they would be really expensive. So your advice here is needed, Archie. Looking forward to hearing your opinion, and keep up your good and entertaining work. Wow. Thomas, I'm a bit disappointed, old chap. The Rolex Sub Date, I mean, I know it's 40mm, but they've fattened it up. It does look bigger. It does look quite a bit bigger. And, okay, fair enough there. You've got the Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking moon. See, I never realized, you know, when I put the two together, I didn't think that the Speedy was so much bigger than the Sub, but I suppose it's how it's styled and that. Now, let's have a look at this. I'm glad to see you love the Speedy. That is a great watch. As I said, Halcylite. And look, you spent $600 on a clasp and a strap. Hey, that's okay. I mean, it's a lot of money, but as long as you don't sell it secondhand, does it really matter? I mean, to be honest with you, the genuine Omega strap and buckle are quality. You know, you can't really replicate that with generic straps. You know, they try their hardest, but it's never quite the same. So I wouldn't be fucking recommending it. Fuck me dead. I would not recommend it, but I wouldn't be getting too upset. I'm really surprised you don't like the Sub. That's I'm just taken aback. Fuck, I'm just shocked. But hey, this is your collection, your watches. I'd strongly say to you, hey, maybe the deep sea or the sea dweller could be the answer. I mean, that's the obvious thing, but okay. let's have a talk about this. My honest advice to you is, I don't think you going the AP way is going to be a great way to go. I mean, you got to decide what do you really want. Of course, the divers are not normally chronographs. There's the Omega Seamaster chronograph, which, it's waterproof. The Daytona, yes. But, when you start, chronographs normally aren't waterproof. So it's horses for courses. What does your lifestyle really revolve around? Now, I would say, I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that the sub, you didn't like the sub. I would say, hey, man, I would say you bought these new. See, buying and selling these new is not a great way to go. This is going to be expensive. You're going to find buying and selling new is just fucking, you're going to do dough. You're going to do dough. That's what we don't want to do on the Archie Luxury channel, is waste money. It's bad enough that you bought these things new, but to then sell them and fuck me dead. Fuck me dead. This is not going to end well indeed. The Daytona is a great watch, but I got to be honest with you. I've always thought the Daytona, it wears smaller than the Submariner. So I'm a little bit concerned there. I would say to you, before you sell the ceramic date sub, why don't you just hold back, just easy, whack her up, cowboy, back her up. Maybe put the watch away for a month just to make sure you're really insane mind, because I would have thought a sub and a speedy would be that's probably the most two iconic watches in the world. So I'm shocked. I really am shocked, Thomas. And I gotta say to you, I think it could just be, you're just bored with your collection. So I would really say to you, slow down a bit there. Don't go full hog. I'd like you to sort of just calm down a bit. The alarm's going off. I can't handle the fact that you don't like the sub. I'm sorry there. I've never had, out of all the fucking emails that have come in, I haven't had many people don't like the sub. I mean, the sub ceramic, I mean, that is a big, I think you might just be in conflict zone. What can I recommend? Well, it depends how big you want to go, because even Rolex with their deep sea, they're going backwards in size, so they're not getting bigger. Remember that. And I would have thought the sub would have been perfect, but hey, it's your money. So what do I say? Stay away from APs. Fuck me dead. This story is getting worse and worse as we go on. APs are for very rich fuckers to own. They are fucking so fiddly, so, expense. Man, just slow down. I would say, if you want to go the Daytona route, go Daytona. The pre-ceramic Daytona. I reckon that's a great watch. It's got investment potential. Two-tone, look, the funny thing is, everyone bags the two-tone Daytona. You try buying one, on the pre-owned market. They're not as readily available as you would think. A good friend of mine bought one a few years ago, and it was actually pretty hard to track one down. So I don't think it's that, they're a great watch. Maybe instead of the note, there's the sub steel sub ceramic. What about bluesy? Maybe the extra color of the gold would really liven the collection up. That's a great two-piece collection. I'm just in shock. I'm in absolute shock there. I would say Daytona's a great way to go. No problems at all. Breitling, no. I mean, fuck. You'd sell your sub to get a Breitling. Fuck. That's like selling a Mercedes to buy a Chevy. Ooh, not so cool. AP, stay away from AP. That's going to be a very bad mistake. AP's not a it's not a good way to go. Please don't go the AP route. I beg you. I beg you. I beg you, as your pontiff, don't go the AP route. I would say, look. I would say maybe I would look at the obvious. If you don't like the sub, maybe look at a sea dweller or a deep sea. And if that doesn't give you the right spark, maybe a two-tone bluesy, that could be a great way to go. I would approve if you sold the steel date sub ceramic to go for a two-tone bluesy or a smurf, two-tone smurf, because they got a different shade of blue in the ceramic. I'd approve of that, but I'm not going to give you a leave pass to buy a fucking AP. That's for sure. That ain't going to happen. The Daytona, yes, but that you pay. I'm just shocked. I'm just absolutely shocked. I'd really prefer you kept both of those watches, the Speedmaster Man on the Moon and the sub. Keep it away for a month and then make sure, because I tell you what, I fucking sold a no date sub and then they're fucking dear, hard to get back again. So I'm a little bit concerned there, but look, thank you so much, Thomas, for the paid review. Love you to death, and just hold back a bit. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Nice one, Arch. Great vid. Better get that alarm. That alarm doesn't like the sub being sold.
We specialize here in pre-owned Rolex watches. Rolex watch is a very special timepiece, and we always do the servicing exactly as factory specifications. We buy a pre-owned piece and we put it into brand new condition. We have Rolex certified technicians working on that. We completely disassemble the piece. We adjust and polish and change every single part of the watch.
You have to have certified watchmakers that know what they're doing. If you have an expensive car, you're just not going to bring it to any mechanic that doesn't know what they're doing.
You spend $5,000, it's like if you put money in the safe deposit box. And 1 or 2 years from now, you will keep having your $5,000. We have to spend a lot of money to get all this equipment together, but makes me feel I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's not a question of money, it's my passion.
Jewelers on time, simply the best.